Video is concerning the web file format called webp. This is also about a program called Save WebP as PNG or JPEG. Obviously, I'm not going to save it as JPEG. First step, after you've installed it, and I'm telling you to install version 0.8, and it's from jscher2000, a GitHub and Firefox add-on creator. Number one, allow it to run in private windows, and it has to have that ability due to some constraints and rules. Two, again, I have to emphasize it, no updating. Don't even let it look, because today the thing went berserk and started putting up a dialogue. Yesterday I didn't even really pay attention. I thought it was just on the websites, but it started adding a dialogue to every single image that I was looking at for no good reason. Permissions. Allow access data for all websites, and etc. This last part here, I don't really like. But anyway, here we go with options. I want to start at the bottom. Show in regular downloads. Do not do it some other way. You actually need to listen here. By default, it should do what is normally done in the web browser. What this is supposed to do is it's supposed to save a webp file as, in this case, a PNG. That's my selection. You can pick another, but I specifically did, I want you to give me this ability. Let's go on to the next. File name options. None. I just want you to let me save the file. No, I don't want to create subfolders. And when it says show save as dialog each time, the answer is follow my general settings for downloads for my browser. That means do not change it. Do not autosave, and do not show save dialog. Show what is in the web browser. If I'm downloading a WebP or a JPEG from somewhere, I want the download, when I right-click it, to work the same way. I want a consistent behavior, not special behavior. It's not doing it, but this is as good as we can get. Now, the save path option says save directly to my downloads folder. That's not really what it's doing. What it's doing is it's saying, instead of its proprietary folder, which means I cannot find these things, I'm telling it to use default settings, the ones up here, my general settings. This here says my downloads folder, but that's not what it's doing. I've altered Firefox by changing a preference to where that really just translates to download where I tell you. Next, I don't care about the color scheme. Next, auto close and auto open the bar on standalone images. I didn't want that, and the newer version that it updated itself to kept turning it on even though I turned it off. I don't want it downloading it in JPEG because it's crap quality, much less 75% JPEG quality, aka complete crap. Now it has an animated GIF option. I'm turning it off anyway. I just want it to let me save it any way I can, in this case a PNG. And even if I don't use left or control click or anything like on a Mac or whatever, I don't care, always PNG. Why? Because the other option is JPEG. For fuck's sake, why would I do that? Okay, now, and on permissions, I'm giving it control. Now, again, this is version 0.8, and it's jscher, okay? And there's the GitHub page. Now we're going to go back to our options. We're going to go here to don't accept image webp, and its permissions are, all data. And what it does is give out a header data to websites saying, please don't send me this file format because webp formats are a pain in the ass. It's hard to get them to just shut up and give me a file, and it's almost like they're trying to fuck with me. Yes, I'm sure there's some security reason or compression reason or whatever. I don't care. I wish to discourage servers from sending me anything other than a PNG or JPEG. If it wants me to have a JPEG, that means it was probably JPEG in the first place. WebP images are not wanted. Okay, that's my little rant on WebP, but again, this extension, version 0.8, works for saving. And this one here is 0.07 or 0.7 that works. Now let's look at what these are. This is the page, and in order to get the one that isn't going to update itself, happy ass joy, and break itself, which is what happened today, you go here to addons, Mozilla org, English, Firefox, add-ons, save, web, blah, 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 versions, and you look at point 8 here. Now, it doesn't have its own page for it, but it has the download link, which I'm going to give a direct link to in this video. This one doesn't do something stupid, and this is the one I downloaded apparently before April of 2021. This is the one that worked out of box and only did one thing. Let me have the image and not have it as a WebP. Because WebP images are harder to process, and I don't give a shit what any of you fanboys are saying in the background. Because I don't. And here is, do not accept, I do not consent to WebP. It basically alters your web browser, in this case Firefox, into just saying, no, give me something else. And this is the image I'm messing with. Now, when I right-click, if I say Save Image As, it only offers WebP. I don't want WebP because not every web browser or product I have can work with it. It's also, in my opinion, a shitty format. And it's being used a lot of places because it either makes me have to work harder or my computer work harder. It's obviously wasting my time. And or it makes web pages load faster from the server and cost less. Okay, I understand that. But I need this. Save WebP As. That's what this extension does. All it does is save it. Now I can save it as a bunch of other formats. That's great. This thing will translate it. I can just change the extension and it'll save it as something else. That's good. All I wanted, though, was the ability to right-click and save page as. Now, it's supposed to work if I hit save image as there, but it doesn't. Okay, that's fine. He wasn't able to make it work. That's okay. But at least now it isn't doing a dialog where if I look at any picture, it brings up a dialog box up here that makes me want to smack people. So let's review. The add-on Don't Accept Image WebP is installed on my computer to tell websites, when in doubt, send me something other than this. And if it does send me the WebP, I have, of course, save WebP as PNG or JPEG, and I've set these options, so all it does is the one thing I needed it to do. It had one job. And yesterday and or today, I don't know when it actually started, it started breaking to where all it wanted to do was do a dialog box and offer a dozen options I don't need. I don't want it in JPEG. I don't want an animated GIF. And yes, the newest version has even more options that it wants to shove in my face. Oh, looky at all the features. No, you had one job. Save as PNG. Nothing else. And it does it correctly, but you have to get the older version labeled 0.8 in order to get it to shut up. And then disable all updates, even if they are a good idea, because he added in features. Now, for all the fanboys, and also for the person who wrote this. The person who wrote this, thank you for writing this app. It saved my ass. It actually stopped driving me crazy. The web browser behaves as it should. If I right-click an image, if it'll let me save something, it lets me save it correctly now. Next, when you did the update, it absolutely ignored every preference I had. And when I hit the uninstall button, I reported it for doing so. If it disables my ability to choose, it's bad. Next, in your options dialog, you need to go here and change this part that says directly in my downloads folder. It should also just say follow my general settings for downloads, because that's what it really means. Because you put this in instead of this, it's saying something that isn't accurate. Anyway, the guy who wrote it, thank you very much for writing it. You did a good job. It's a really good product. It works really, really well. Author jscher, that's great. And he's at GitHub, and we'll be able to see him in a second here. That's him. So thank you very much for writing this, Jefferson Scher. And you did a fantastic job. And, well, yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And I hate WebP. Bye.